Good morning, good morning. Did you know that having more sex can actually help you live longer? So stay tuned and we're going to find out how and why. So good morning, good morning. It is August 26, 2020. It's a beautiful sunny day here in the Kansas City area. Let's see, Apple Watch says 76, so that's pretty nice. I think it's gonna be a nice day. We've had some really hot weather and I think it might cool off a little bit. But yeah, so how are we doing? How are we doing this morning? So welcome to another Hero Life Hump Day Live. Scott MacMillan. And let's see, I'm a life coach, I'm an author. I wrote the book Be the Hero of Your Life, and I help people get unstuck from life when they feel really stuck and stagnant and they know there's more for them out there. They can't figure out how to get out of their own way and make it. And I use the hero's journey metaphor to help them take their hero's journey and to live their fulfilled, purpose-driven life. So welcome. So did I get your attention on the teaser this morning? Yeah, we're going to talk about sex. No, not really. We're going to talk about how to live longer, though. And we're going to piggyback off of what we learned or talked about last week in Thoughts Become Things. We learned the science behind how our thoughts dictate our life. So today we're going to piggyback off that topic, but we're going to talk about how our minds and our thoughts can help us live longer. And yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So anyways, if you're on, say hi. If you show up here, please share it with your friends, share it out, and let's get people to rally around Hero Life Hump Day Live every Wednesday morning. And so let's see, mugs up. I'm drinking out of my KCG mug today. And of course I have my blonde roast coffee from Starbucks that I can buy in the big jug. I think I showed you that the first week. And then my, what's it called? Anyways, some mocha stuff in here. Some mocha almond milk coffee, something yummy. So that's good. And yeah, looking forward to some football. Let me tell you that. All right. The teaser today was, did you know that having more sex can help you live longer? Well, as I mentioned before, we're going to talk a little bit about what we talked about last week. We're going to piggyback off Thoughts Become Things and how thoughts can dictate your life. And today we're going to talk specifically about how thoughts can help you live longer. All right. So let's say it's no surprise, I don't think, that our minds have a lot to do with how we live and then how we live longer. So people with active minds have been around for a long time. We've got famous composers, famous writers, famous musicians, and painters. And the reason that these guys have been around a long is because they're engaging their minds. Not only are they doing something they love to do, which we talked about last week a little bit, they are learning new material and playing new material all the time. And that keeps our minds very active. So we know that diet and exercise are really important to help you live a healthy, longer life. But if you don't take care of your mind and your brain, at the same time, you're going to have this active body and this old, slow, not really functioning well brain and mind, and that's not going to work. So we know that it's you got to take care of both, right? Yeah. So it turns out that our brains like new things, and when we have a new thing that's introduced to us, new concept, new anything, our brains are going to fire new neurons and we're going to create new neural pathways. We talked a little bit about this last week, right? So it's important as you age to keep doing new things, because that really is the secret sauce to keeping an alive brain. And we're going to go into this more detail, but that's the key. It's not that just that your brain is sharp, but it's going to keep your whole body younger and more youthful. One of the tricks you can do is to brush your teeth with your opposite hand. So I've been doing this for, 15, 20 years, brushing my teeth with my left hand and my right hand. I'm right-handed, so I'll start with my right hand, then I'll switch to my left hand. And just by doing that, you're actually building up a new neural network. So the other thing you can do is to stand on your left foot. So for me, I'm right-handed, so I stand on my left foot or my right foot. And again, going back and forth helps build these new neural networks. Simple things like that can make all the difference in the world. And when you pack up a few of these things in a row, you're really going to live longer. So anything you can do to act like a young person is really important. It tricks the brain. So giggling and laughing and dancing and having sex. Did I say having sex? Oh, yeah, I think I did. Any of these useful things trick the brain and the mind into thinking it's youthful, which then tells the body that it's youthful. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Even the clothes that you wear, wearing younger clothes. They've looked at, women in France who in their 70s, will put makeup on and have their hair done nicely and wear heels, and they just feel youthful. And when you look at them, you can tell that they're vivacious and youthful. So again, I'll say this over and over, it tricks the mind. So also watching funny movies, watching comedians. When you're laughing, when you're dancing and having fun, it's a youthful activity. The longer and the more you can do this, the more you literally will be changing your body, changing your chemistry, changing the neural pathways. We don't think about how all of our thoughts can really affect us. We just kind of let the day take over and the week take over. And, I say that by doing meditation or anything that you can stop and just calm down allows you to maybe think of some of these things and to bring this into the conscious mind. And that's where we've got to get this stuff, because a lot of the processes and a lot of the what creates our life is unconscious. And so by calming down and relaxing and taking a breath and a time out, from life allows us to check in with that stuff. So yeah, it's powerful, but lets you learn to use it the right way. So the other thing we want to talk about is self-talk. Again, this is all connected, right? But how are you talking to yourself? What are the things you say to yourself? Because again, the body will respond. What you say to yourself, what you think, is the blueprint that your body has to follow. It's got no other choice. So people say things like, oh, I eat like a pig, or I could eat a horse, or I'm just a hot mess. So simple things like that, right? We all say those and we're kind of joking. But that kind of self-talk, the body doesn't know, the mind and the body doesn't know that you're joking. And so it's sending that signal. It's like, oh, I'm a pig, or, it's the wrong signals. They're lies, they're not true, right? And so just clean up your self-talk a little bit. And I know people are joking about it, but it doesn't matter, because they are lies. And if you are gonna tell lies, why don't we create some good ones then? Things like, I'm feeling younger, I'm slowing down my aging, I feel great today, I can't wait to get to work today because I got really good stuff to do. Maybe that's not true, but if you're gonna tell lies, why don't we tell some of those lies? That will help the body. Again, the body doesn't know the difference between the lies or not the lies. So let's tell some better lies, and in reality, let's just tell some better truths. This is the way I like to see it. So another example is, let's say, we've all heard of the placebo effect. Well, it works just the opposite way. Let's say you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, hey, here's some great supplements for you to take for whatever your health, and here's a new diet. So you do it, but you don't really want to do it, and you really don't think it's going to help. Well, it's probably not going to help. Versus if you said, yeah, doc, I totally get that. That makes sense. I'm going to take these. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to eat better. Just those two ways of viewing life and of that are going to make all the difference in the world. Because just like the placebo effect, how we know that people can heal even if they just had a sugar pill, you can also create disease in your body by not believing it's going to work. So I always say that when the movie and the book The Secret came out, people thought, oh, this is interesting. All I got to do is think positive thoughts and all this great stuff will happen in my life. But then it didn't really work for a lot of people. Well, the key ingredient they left out was emotion. And it's one thing to think a positive thought, but to really get the neural networks to build and to really get the body to believe it, the mind and the body to believe it, you've got to feel it. And so you have to literally feel the emotions of feeling young. And so however you do that, through visualization or through really working hard to conjure the emotion of just thinking, what would it feel like if I go on this bike ride or go on this rafting thing, or no matter what the age, feel the emotion just cursing through the body. That's what triggers the chemical reactions that are going to actually make the body feel youthful and young. So an example, if I'm going to say a doctor, somebody gave you a nice big meal of a big juicy steak. Let's say I gave you a steak. And if you were a Hindu, well, you'd be disgusted by that. Or a vegan, you'd be disgusted. But if you're a bodybuilder, you'd be like, yes, that sounds so good, and you'd eat it up and it would be great. So again, what's the issue? The issue is that it's not the thing that is going to affect you in your feelings. It's the thoughts that you have about the feelings, right? So the steak is the steak. But if I'm a bodybuilder, I'm thinking, yay, great. If I'm Hindu or vegan, I'm thinking, yuck. So everything that happens in our life, remember that we have the power to control what we think about it, right? So again, the key is it's our thoughts about the thing, that matter. So exercising. If we're saying to ourselves, oh, I don't like to exercise, or I don't want to get up because it's another boring day, or I hate eating vegetables, these are anchors that anchor in what our body's going to believe. So again, it's not the exercise, it's how you think about the exercise. And sometimes it flips like that. Sometimes it takes time, and you've got to keep coming back at it. Because the key here, folks, is just always remembering that we have the control, we have the power. And it's kind of simple if you think about it. I was saying to somebody that, this fake it till you make it is real, because that conditions the mind. And somebody said, it's fake it until you believe it, not fake it until you make it. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's tell yourself these positive lies, if you will, or these truths over and over until you start to believe it. And once you start to see some incremental improvements, you will start to believe it, and then you'll feel it. But in the meantime, visualize it. Know that it's good for you, and it will be. All right, so what about this sex thing, about having more sex? Well, it kind of makes sense, right? It's a pretty youthful thing. It sends all sorts of great endorphins and chemicals rushing through our body, right? But it also tricks the body and the mind into feeling youthful. There's nothing better. But here's an interesting thought I had on this, or that I learned about this, is that our primitive minds still believe that when we're having sex, that we're creating a life. So this may be a little controversial for people, but no matter what age, no matter how old you are, or what status that you're in, married, not married, whatever, having loving, wonderful sex is really good for the body. It keeps us very, very youthful. And part of that is this primitive mind. Not only do we have to, be youthful to procreate, we've got to take care of this new life. So again, that's this primitive thought process. So our bodies are going to react to that, and we are going to live longer. So it's just all combined. Having fun, laughing, giggling, having good, wonderful sex, getting out there, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. These are all the things that not only just make you live a better life, but let you live longer. And that's really the key. So when I thought about this last week, and I thought about, we want to live this wonderful, purpose-driven life, but we also want to live long, and we want to have an active mind and body if we're going to be living longer. And we are. We're all living much longer than we used to. So, yeah, so basically that's it. The other thing is about retirement. I think the new word that we should think of is, instead of retirement, we should reinvent. So for me, I'm going to continue to reinvent. I've reinvented my life 3 or 4 different times, and I'm never going to retire, but I'm probably going to continue to reinvent what I do and how I do it. And that's going to keep me young and youthful, because remember, the brain likes new things. So continue to try and do new things in your life, and we're going to live longer. So retirement, yeah, it's not about retirement anymore, guys. It's about reinvention. It's why I talk about finding your purpose a lot. Purpose can be kind of a heavy topic for some people, but it doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be. It's really the thing that lights you up. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. What do you love to do? You connect that with helping people, and you've got what is called a purpose. But that's also what keeps people living longer. And if you talk to any of these 90, 80, 90, 100-year-old people, it's that they were happy, they did all the things we talked about, but they had a purpose. They were striving to get up every morning and do something that made them feel good, made others feel good. And that is another key. So, living a long, happy, purposeful life is the goal here. So that's the goal here at Hero Life. And hopefully you guys can take that away today. Think about that, and maybe have some more sex, because, I think that's always a good thing. All right. So we are going to close it out today. Hope you guys have a really, really good day. And stay tuned next Wednesday, 9 a.m. for Hero Life Hump Day Live. See you guys later.